Welcome to the ISB show. We had to do this video because the boys were in action. We'll talk about the other teams from North America in a later video. This one, Rahi, is dedicated to the USMNT drawing Ecuador in an international friendly 1-1. But we wanted to give our thoughts because, Rahi, there was a lot of good things we saw in this match. On this channel, we can be a little bit harsh on the U.S. men's national team. So today, Rahi, what did you think about the match that just happened?
Honestly, best performance in a long time. And we have talked about how good this Ecuador team is, about how they do not concede goals. They defend incredibly well. We've talked about how dangerous this Ecuador team can be in the World Cup. Remember, they beat Argentina in their final World Cup qualifier. Yes, they were missing a few players, Ecuador, but not that many. Not that many. And the U.S. also didn't start Anthony Robinson. He didn't play at all. Christian Pulisic coming off the bench. So that equals itself out, right? Tyler Adams away for the birth of his child. Wow. I want to say an impressive, front-footed, dominant performance. Immature at times, yes. Giving up the goal, soft goal to concede. Didn't convert some chances when they should have. But overall, immature, but a good performance. Probably the best under Pochettino.
Wow, that's a bold statement. So let's
maybe.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
No.
But
I'm not saying I saw a lot of good things. And look, I want to reiterate this: we are very harsh at times on the U.S. men's national team when they don't play well. So when they play well, like in a match like that just happened, I think it's all due credit to them. Let's talk about the striker situation because Balogun, another goal. Have the U.S. finally found the striker? Is this done? Is the conversation over?
Yes, it's been done. I wish Roy were on to disagree with me because we've had conversations about, well, he likes to bring up other strikers, perhaps Josh Sargent, perhaps Haji Wright. There's no conversation here. Folarin Balogun is leaps and bounds above any other striker the U.S. can field at any point between now and the World Cup. Provided he stays healthy, he is the starter. Look at the difference he made in this game. It wasn't the goal. And the same thing we could say in the game against Japan. It wasn't the goal. It was the movement. Yeah. As a defender, you have to deal with this player, right? You have to deal with the player that is putting you under pressure, that has pace. William Pacho plays for arguably the best club side in the world, right? And he had some problems dealing with Folarin Balogun, right? This is done, dusted. The conversation should end.
Okay. Striker conversation is done. Who else stood out for you, Rahi? Like, which other players you thought had good matches?
Malik Tillman. I think Malik Tillman had a great match. And we have to give this manager, who we've been lukewarm on because his start has been not so good, Pochettino, a lot of credit because he's sort of developed Tillman in a lot of ways, right? The Gold Cup, he talked him up. Tillman got that big move to Bayer Leverkusen. And look, he looked incredible. The little flicks he was making, the little touches, just the connection in that middle space. You know what I loved? This is another thing I love. Both those guys. I don't know if you saw the facial expression. After they scored the goal, none of this celebration, like, we used to see the magic wand or this silly. No, it was like Malik Tillman didn't even celebrate. Folarin Balogun goes to the goal, grabs the ball, let's go. Yeah. That's the attitude you need from this team. Yeah. Professional, right? Yes, we tied the game, but we've been better. We should be winning this game. Look at Tillman's face. Tillman passes the ball and doesn't even react. He's sort of like, yeah, let's go. That's the kind of attitude this team needs.
Yes, 100%. I think that's the situation. Again, a little bit of immature on the goal, like you said, as something that needs to be fixed up. And it's a little bit ironic because Chris Richards, who's been like so solid, he actually had a lot of chances up front to score, right, as well. But it needs to be tighter on that play. Yeah.
But it's a mistake. It's his mistake. But let's be honest, Matt Freese should save that too.
Yeah.
A great goalies of the past, U.S. goalies of the past, bail out your team and save that. The problem right now is we don't have that kind of goalie. And Matt Freese, it's not a mistake.
Yeah.
But you want him to make that save.
Yeah. 100%. Anyway, so before we go into the Australia match now, look, Australia just beat Canada. Granted, they got dominated, but they won. So now the US is going to go into this match. What do you want to see out of this game, Rahi?
It's interesting, right? Because now they're going to play a side that isn't as talented, isn't as up and coming, isn't as young as Ecuador, but they're going to sit back. They're going to sit back. They're going to bunker it, and they're going to try and counter. And this type of opponent has given the U.S. problems for this generation since Berhalter, right? Like, we know this is a tough setup for this team to play against. So, okay, you're playing against an Ecuador team that comes out a little bit, that plays. You can kind of win some balls, press a little bit. What you do against Australia will be very interesting, but they're going to play 11 behind the ball, right? So, I don't know. It's a tricky game, and it's a good test because, as we talked about, this is a team, a type of team, and a type of system they're going to come up against in the World Cup.
Yeah, and US has had trouble when they're trying to break down teams. And you saw what happened in the match against Canada. Tons of chances. They make one defensive mistake, and Australia capitalizes. So it's going to be a very, very interesting match, I think, to see how that turns out. U.S. men's national team fans, let's hear your thoughts on the performance. Again, I've said this multiple times. This team has been derided for a while, but my goodness, was that a breath of fresh air in terms of the performance. So we enjoyed that one, and I'm sure all you fans out there enjoyed the same. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Rahi, I'll give you final thoughts and final word on the U.S. men's national team so you can have your say.
It's starting to look a little better, right? You're starting to get a little bit excited. I'm not saying keep the expectations low still, because we know this team has disappointed. This generation has disappointed so far, but this was nice to see. It was intense. It was quick. I just love the pace at which they played, and the opponent matters. Remember, Ecuador is a good side. So what I'm telling you is don't be excited, but be excited.
Maybe you were the jinx because you were just in Ecuador. Maybe you brought the good luck or something for the U.S. from Ecuador. You brought it from there. So, all right, everyone, keep watching the beautiful game, and we will see you all soon.